Welcome to Jake and Trev Review Everything Live.
I'm Trev.
And I'm Jake.
And here we are, week 10. Week
Woo!
10.
Double digits.
We get a 10 out of 10 on this episode. It's a big one.
Actually did it right, too. That's a 10. There's a 1, there's a 0.
You know, he's kind of reversed angle. He kind of guessed. So we'll give him...
Right.
You guessed right. So we'll give him some credit. Good job, Jake.
Yeah!
All right. Well, we got a really big shoe for you tonight. We got some Fallout discussion, some Kickstarter discussion. Just talking about some Doctor Who's, some Sherlock's, some Game of Thrones, about every little thing. Just about every little thing, we're talking about it.
That's the Tone Man.
Tone Man joining us here on the broadcast. Always a pleasure having the Tone Man with us, Nicky Manti. Welcome.
My dad.
Your dad.
Oh, it's Adam from work.
Adam, welcome.
I work with that gentleman.
That's a good guy. All right, so where should we start this week, Jake?
I would like to start. I don't normally talk about stuff.
We're talking about stuff
because I can't really afford stuff. But I was digging through Kotaku. There was a bunch of video game stuff I didn't much care about, to be honest. There was a thing about Apocalypse Now. They were going to make a video game about it, and they were like, we're going to make it like actual war, or scary. And people were like, no, we don't want to do that. That's basically the story of the video game. It never came out.
Look, people want a war simulator for the action of war, not the horror of war.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they actually made a pretty good appeal for it in the, according to the quotes on the Kotaku article. It was like, basically like, you wouldn't get any feedback as to whether you had like actually killed somebody or anything. It wouldn't be like rah or anything. You'd basically be firing. Obviously, it's set in Vietnam.
Blind firing into the jungle.
Yeah.
Maybe you hit something. Maybe you didn't. You'll never know.
They were talking about having NPCs that if they get killed, they're killed for real. They don't like respawn or anything. Like they make it so the game script you don't necessarily need the NPCs, but they're a crucial part of your team and stuff. And you're conserving ammo and doing all the things that actually happens in war. So, it was interesting, but basically they were like, it's not Call of Duty enough. So that was
not Call of Duty enough.
Yeah. So,
which is a shame.
Yeah, it's fun.
But is anyone else getting tired of this? Come on, guys.
It's not Call of Duty. I don't care. I should have said that with a voice because I don't actually mean that. If it's not Call of Duty, then I don't care. I'm Bill Cosby, not all of the video games.
So there's some attempts to make some kind of different games, it seems, lately. The industry is responding to the call for new things. Maybe in a way, more than movie studios, for example, are giving us what we want in terms of new stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. Anyways, back to my point. Stuff. There is for $160.
$160.
Which I will maybe have in a few years, if my career plan goes through. But $160 gets you hardcover copy of every strategy guide for The Legend of Zelda in a chest that also comes with I don't know if it was fake gold or just gold appearing or gold plated bookmark for your strategy guides. And I'm not just talking like these are all the strategy guides. You got the strategy guide for the original, for the Nintendo.
So, one for every iteration of the game.
For every console,
not handheld.
Because I didn't see anything for
Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening, which would have been sweet too. But yeah, they're all leather bound. They all look really well. I don't think they're leather. I think they're just hardcover, but they look really nice. And it's just like that doesn't happen very often, where you have like strategy guides in general. That you don't have like reissues. Like here's a game that we sold forever ago, but. Yeah, it's got that. It's got, I think they skipped 2. I think it's got Link to the Past, Skyward Sword, the 60 Ocarina of Time. I think it's Ocarina of Time specifically for the 3DS. I don't know if they changed anything from the 64 version of 3DS. It's possible, so the guide might be different. I think they were trying to keep it as close to the present as possible, but looks really good. Looks really good. It's definitely nerd.
Does anybody buy printed strategy guides anymore?
Can I talk about strategy guides, because I love strategy guides.
Can he? I don't know. Yes.
I love strategy guides so much.
How much do you love them?
I have a strategy guide for Guitar Hero 2.
What?
Yes. I do. It was a thing.
Is it a single page that says hit the notes?
It's like a tablature book.
Mm-hmm.
But for Guitar Hero.
What?
I'm not kidding. It's like,
I think he's trolling, guys.
I'm not.
Be
You
a
can
thing.
look this up. You can look this up. I own it. It came with stickers in the back. That's how I got the stickers on my Death Tower.
Okay, I see you had all those stickers. I wondered where you got them. It's from a strategy guide.
Yeah, and it's useless. I mean, but it's just the idea of having all those secrets. It's like having a tome of mystery and magic.
Were there secret Easter egg notes that if you hit them, where there wasn't a note to hit them, that you'd unlock special characters or a secret level?
Nope. There's 3 pages in the beginning that show you how to properly hold the guitar so your hands don't cramp. Which is useful information. But then the rest of it's just these are the notes that come up in the song. I don't think I'd ever remember that. The whole point of the game is that the notes come at you into your face while you have to play them, so you don't have to worry about memorizing.
Look, if I'm going to memorize all the notes for a song from a tablature book, I'll just play regular Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing. The only way that the strategy guide would be have a point to it is because they do have code. It's a code. It's not in the game, or you gotta look for it online or whatever, or in a gaming magazine if people still read those. It's a code where it gets rid of the highway with the notes, so it's just your character on stage playing music. The HUD and the lanes and everything disappear. But it's a code. It's code you have to do purposefully. And I've tried it before. It's impossible because you're so used to acquainting yourself with, that's, the notes are coming at, and then I hit the buttons. If there's no notes coming at me, then it's like DDR. Nobody remembers that crap.
Does anyone play DDR anymore? Is that a thing?
I think it's Just Dance or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's about dancing now,
but that's more the ARM stuff. DDR was it's just the pad, but then you got the move and the Connect, where you can Dance Central also. Yeah. But yeah, strategy guides, I love them. I feel they're almost magical to me. Okay. I love them.
All right, so if you guys got some questions you want to give us, feel free. We have a couple in the boot here ready, of course, but just a reminder to you generous souls, give us something to talk about that you want to hear.
Let's give us something to talk about. Right?
Okay. Nikki Manti writes, I had a long day, guys. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to keep up and drink my coffee here, but
it's very hot right now.
I'm going to look so bored. I'm not bored. I'm really glad to be here. It's just that, I know Jake's dad is always accusing me of looking uninterested in these sort of things.
Well,
so
no, we both, Trev had a long day at work, and then I was also putting up flyers for the Kickstarter on 3rd Street in Marquette, Michigan. So
here in Marquette, Michigan.
Yeah, local.
Not Marquette, Wisconsin, which is I found out today is a city. Yeah, well, at least according to Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so Nikki Manti writes, Deadpool video game versus The Last of Us video game. Which do you guys think is better?
I played through the Deadpool game. My dad did send me a copy. Beat the whole thing. Awesome game. I'm a little biased because I love Deadpool. Story was good. Combat was there was a curve at the end of the game where it was just are you kidding me? But it was pretty good. I don't know if we could really compare it because I don't think they're the same kind of game. And also, I've never played The Last of Us. It's on PS3. I don't have PS3. You don't have PS3. My roommate does. So if I want to play games, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to buy PS3 games unless I have a PS3.
I guess if I had to give you some information here, Nikki, as a as kind of a tip, I would say that Deadpool is probably a really fun game, right? Good game. But a lot of that rests on knowing who Deadpool is and giving a shit who Deadpool is.
I don't know if I agree with that. I'll rebut in a second, but...
Well, he can rebut in a second. But meanwhile, The Last of Us, I've heard a lot of good things in general. Not a lot of caveats when people are explaining it or trying to say whether they think it's really good. So based on that argument, I would say it's probably going to be The Last of Us. On the other hand, The Last of Us does feature a kind of interesting, kind of lame way to have zombies without there being zombies. I don't know whether that scores points or not. We've talked about this before. Zombies are over, you guys.
I still love them, but yeah.
I love them too, but they're over. It's over.
Just let it sit. You know, just put zombies in a drawer and let it sit for 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And then when people are being nostalgic about the zombie influx that we've had over the past few years, then bring it back out.
And once everyone's had a little time to breathe, to kind of process through it. So yeah, to answer your question, I think probably an overall superior game is probably The Last of Us. But if you like the kind of off-the-wall humor and fourth-wall-breaking humor Deadpool brings, you can't go wrong. It's a great Deadpool, right, Jake?
Right. Even if you don't really know Deadpool, I think that it will acquaint you with Deadpool really a lot. I feel like a lot of the trailers and things, I was a little worried that the game was going to be basically Duke Nukem Forever, and it wasn't. I mean, different game mechanics and stuff, but joke-wise and story-wise, I thought it was going to be very similar, but actually, they did a really good job. So, yeah, even if you don't know who Deadpool is, you'll enjoy the game, at least for the story. The combat was, a little copy-pasted. I mean, there's a thing in there about clones, so you fight the same enemies over and over again, but there are portions of the game that are individual that they really stand out. I would liken this game to Shadows of the Damned, personally, because it's Shadows of the Damned. Some of the combat's a little, crappy, but every level in the game adds something more to the game. There's different things that happen while you're playing it, and Deadpool's not super varied, but the points that it is really make the game as a whole. So
okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to kind of transition into have you seen this? Have you heard about this? And kind of go into a general topic of, not too general, but it's kind of space discussion. So I was reading Cracked.com today, as I'm off to do.
Oh, really?
Yes. And there was an article that was talking about jobs that we need in the movie industry. And
I didn't get to read that. Today.
Oh,
I am at a loss. I was busy doing stuff.
Okay, so one of the jobs they suggest is Googler, and a Googler's job is to take any time that somebody brings up something that could be considered a fact.
Oh yeah, that definitely happened.
And then check it out to make sure it happened that way or that it's true. For example, apparently in the movie Prometheus, at one point, to try to illustrate in the story how isolated they were on LV-243 or whatever it was called, the Prometheus planet, they said that they were 500 million miles away from home. Now, if you don't know about the scale of space, that sounds like an extraordinarily far distance. But shortly after the movie came out, Neil deGrasse Tyson, everyone's favorite, astrophysicist,
he's awesome.
He's the best. One of these days we'll make him the person of the week, just because he doesn't even have to do anything.
Oh, we got a badass over here. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
But Neil, he said that, well, you do know, Prometheus, that 500 million miles out from home would put you somewhere around Saturn. So are you trying to say that the Prometheus planet is actually Saturn, or so forth? And so, it sounds like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse for a movie to sound like it doesn't know what it's talking about.
I mean, it's a movie about space. At least you would have, a space guy there and be like, hey, space guy, is 500 million miles far enough away from...
No!
Okay. Well, then we have our answer, space guy.
See, there's two rough categories you can place sci-fi into. There's hard sci-fi and soft sci-fi. And soft sci-fi is more like fantasy in many...
Not arousing at all.
No, soft sci-fi. You don't have to really bother explaining anything. Your numbers and your rules and science don't really have to actually work. It's what you do if you're like a fantasy writer and you want to tell a futuristic story, and you don't want to really try to base anything on any sort of scientific fact.
Like what was it? Galaxy Express 999?
Yeah.
Robots are powered by people. How? Who cares? They're
Whatever.
powered by people.
Sure.
There's a train that travels through space. How does that work? I don't give a shit. It's a train that travels through space.
Deal with it.
And
then there's, like I said, hard sci-fi, which is very serious in that it wants to be correct when it talks about its science. Star Trek is a great example of hard sci-fi, or at least it has been. It's getting a little softer with old age. But seriously, folks,
penis joke.
that's a penis joke. But in any case,
the hard sci-fi and soft sci-fi, but even Prometheus kind of masquerades as hard sci-fi, or the aliens movies
that's the
in
problem.
general.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, when you're throwing out like figures like 500 million miles, and you don't even know how far that actually puts you from, because like I seem to recall, and I'd watched it once, and I was so disappointed with Prometheus, guys, that I didn't like pick it back up and say I should give this another try.
I think we should watch it again. Just like there are so many. I mean, most people. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Movie Sins. They do a really good job. It's a place on YouTube. They do a really good job of finding a lot of incongruities in the movies, and then that's their whole skit. It's kind of like a review.
They just kind of point out all the things that are wrong with it. But in any case, yeah. So just try Googling something Hollywood every once in a while, just so you don't sound like you're just pulling shit out of your ass.
Right.
Which is typically where shit would be pulled out of, but...
No, that's the thing, like, at some point, somebody, like, I picture it either this way or, like, another way, where you have a lot of people working on a movie, but they only have so much that they can really say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure there are people that work, like, 5 feet away from the director and are not allowed to talk to him at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there are people that are like, 500 million miles, that doesn't sound right to me. Does that sound right to you? I don't know. Do you want to tell him?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't want to either. So that's probably what happened, is what I imagine.
Right. So, do your research. If you're going to tell hard science fiction, or at least attempt to tell hard science fiction... I think
part of it is because it's like a serious toned movie.
Mm-hmm.
And with such a serious tone, you do have to do your fact-checking.
Right.
If it's a little more flighty, if it's a little more, fantastical.
Well, I mean, even when you deign it necessary to provide actual data, they could have said, we're so far from home.
They didn't have to specify.
Right. Another example that comes to mind is Babylon AD. Friend of the show, the movie doctor, did a review of Babylon AD. If you're ever wondering how that stinker ended up, feel free to go check it out. It stinks. But no, as the movie doctor correctly pointed out in the review, they give the latitude and longitude of different locations that Vin Diesel is supposed to be in the movie, and they tell you what the name of the place that he's in, but if you plug those coordinates into like Google Maps or something, it's up to hundreds of miles away. Like, did somebody just arbitrarily pick numbers and hope to get it right? Like, if you were going to supply the data, wouldn't you have made sure that it was correct?
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't. Just like say they're in Mongolia.
Here are the coordinates.
I'll believe you.
Here are the coordinates away from the audience. Look at those.
Uh-huh.
That's where you have to go.
I see. Those are coordinates for a place.
Instead of being like, here are the coordinates.
So it's just lazy. The other big thing, apparently a lot of space nerds are talking about this these days. With naming conventions and the planets, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you may know, guys and girls, I'm sure you guys know this.
Dudes and
dudettes. I'm sure you all know this, but the planets on our solar system are largely named from, and the moons are largely named from Greek, Roman gods and goddesses.
Whichever they're the same. I know that's.
And like I said, most the moons are also, although apparently Saturn's moons, I want to say, are largely named after characters from The Tempest, William Shakespeare's The Tempest, strangely enough. But anyway, that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm driving at here is that there's some debate over what you would call somebody who came from those planets. Now, it used to be more relevant when we weren't sure that there wasn't people living there. But as we're coming into the future, guys, who knows? You know, we might make a colony world out of Mars. And if you grew up as a human being on Mars and you were part of a citizen of Mars...
You're a Martian.
You're a Martian. Surprise! If you were from the planet Venus, do you know what you are?
Venusian.
That's right. It's kind of a bastardization word, though, what you just said, because the actual word by naming conventions doesn't sound very pretty. I believe the correct term, because you know when
Venusins or something.
Venerians.
Oh no.
Venerians. It's not a very nice sounding thing to be called. It's a sexy space disease thing. But no, the other big thing though is, did you know that the Earth doesn't have a proper name by the same standards? Because
it's just Earth.
Earth, all it means is dirt or land, and while you take the word Venus, for example, the planet Venus, and you kind of go around to different languages spoken on the world and different cultures, they all refer to it universally as some kind of like local equivalent pronunciation of like Venus or Mars or whatever.
Yeah.
They all recognize the whole Greek thing.
Right.
Okay, but everyone else uses whatever the equivalent word of dirt or land is. So to make things even and to have a proper naming convention, you have to give the Earth a name beyond just Earth that is like a Roman god, is the idea. So there's apparently something of a movement between space nerds to rename the Earth Tellus. Tellus was the Roman god of the Earth. Yeah. Of land, of Earth, of dirt.
Atlas would be cool too.
Atlas would be pretty cool. And according to these super space nerds, that would make us all Tellurians.
That's not bad.
Are you prepared to be a Tellurian rather than an Earthling, gang?
I like that better than Earthling, actually.
Sounds kind of tough.
You know what? You know what I think the Earth should be called? Americanus.
Americanus. Americanus.
Woo!
Cosmic fuck, yeah. No,
riding around space on an invisible eagle, Americanus.
Whoever on the chat can tell me what the official name of the sun is, you get one internet. I will award you one internet. So get your answers in quickly, gang.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next topic, gang. What's the name of the sun?
Yeah, and as you're waiting for this to catch up and so forth.
You were just going down your list there.
Well, you know, the moon. Did you know the moon doesn't actually have an official name either?
It does. It's called the moon.
Well, come on, Jake.
Listen, you don't know about the moon.
Do you even moon, bro? We should ask.
Second question of the night. Do you even moon, bro?
We should ask Buzz Aldrin what the name of the moon is, because surely he would know.
Well, you know, you land on the planet, you get to name it, right?
That's the rule. I think so.
It should be a rule.
That's why a lot of people refer to the American continent as Columbia for a number of years before America was accepted after Italian mapmaker
Amerigo Vespucci.
Amerigo Vespucci. What a name. What a name.
I remember things from middle school.
Terra Disruptus. No.
It sounds pretty cool, though. I like it.
That's cool.
That sounds awesome.
And on that note, real quick, Terra, as many of you know, is typically a name that is given to the Earth or people from Earth being called Terrans in a lot of sci-fi properties.
Yeah.
But again, Terra is just a Latin for dirt or land, so it's the same
Terrain
thing. Yeah, it's
derived from the word terra.
That's right. And so it's the same kind of thing. So I'm with these super science space nerds. I think we should start calling the Earth Tellus. The planet Tellus. And we're all Tellurians.
Alright, and third question of the night. Do you think it should be Tellus or Americanus?
Only if we can confirm the existence of space eagles. If we can confirm the existence...
Dude, they're invisible and majestic, and you can't see them, and they hold up the Earth while it rockets around the universe so quickly that all the other planets are like, we can't fuck with that. Why would we even try? Space eagles.
Makes sense. And since nobody has the answer, it's been...
because there's a lag, so...
Okay. All right, well, have you ever seen the sun and the moon in the same place?
They're the same guy.
They're the same guy. Yikes. It's like the moon like puts on a pair of glasses and becomes the sun. Or takes them off, maybe. Maybe the glasses hold back all that light.
Hey guys, enjoying your sleep at night? You know, me, the moon.
Adam got it. It's Saul.
Saul.
It's just Saul.
Saul Sonnenberg.
What's the Saul slogan? Better call Saul.
Oh yeah.
Better call Saul.
All right. I was gonna get more coffee, but now I gotta do a topic. So let's see.
I will get the coffee.
All right. Let's talk about Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Congratulations on the internet, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
You win.
You get one internet.
You get one internet. Congratulations.
So, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't know where to even begin. Okay, first off, they have casted Paul Giamatti as the Rhino.
Is that official now?
That is official. Paul Giamatti is playing the Rhino. Paul Giamatti is going to be running around in a suit. Like, imagine Ace Ventura when Nature Calls. Mm-hmm. Like when he's naked inside the robotic Rhino and then he pops out his butthole. Sure. Imagine that, but the butthole's in the front where his face is, and that's Paul Giamatti's face. That's, like, in my head, that's what it looks like. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't work. Paul Giamatti, why? Why is it so hard to cast in a Spider-Man movie? Now, here's the deal. Jamie Foxx is going to be playing the Shocker. Or not the Shocker, Electro. Same fucking guy. He's going to be, yeah. Jamie Foxx is going to be playing Dane Cook in Amazing Spider-Man 2. But, seriously, folks. Electro, I guess, that's fine. That's not like a terrible... I don't think that's a terrible cast. Paul Giamatti is Rhino, terrible cast. There's another dude, don't remember his name, he's like an up-and-coming actor. He's young and hip and fresh, like Andrew Garfield is.
Ooh, fresh.
He's playing Harry Osborn. And we were reading an article, I think it was on Variety.
I'm just getting ready because I get the feeling like there's more coming here.
They're saying that him as Harry Osborn may become Venom. Table flip!
What the fuck?
I had to explain this earlier today to Jamie as it's like if they were like, Bruce Wayne becomes Superman. like what? How does that even make sense?
It's totally out of left field. Harry Osborn has never been Venom. He never will be Venom.
Apparently, according to the
article, still pushing for Venom.
I don't know. They really want to do a spin-off. They really, when Spider-Man 3
guys,
came out,
it's not 1990 anymore.
Yeah.
Venom's not cool. Venom's not cool anymore. I'm sorry. We talked about this last week a little bit with Maximum Carnage, but the symbiotes were never real. Okay, they were that cool at one point, but that's gone. It's all gone. They ruined it. They've squeezed everything they're going to get out of it.
Anti-Venom. They had the new Venom.
It's like, and they always try to do something new and interesting with the fucking Venom suit. And
there are aliens that have a symbiotic relationship.
They chicken out. And they chicken out.
It's very, and it lends itself very well to the, like, early 90s break off of Marvel art style. Mm-hmm. Or of Marvel and DC, like the past 32 colors. Like a lot of, like, tendrils and shades and kind of shininess. And the idea of the way that the symbiote works with, like, the tendrils and stuff works really well in the early 90s. Mm-hmm. But we've been able to basically, like, comic book art has evolved so much that they're actually, like, doing other things. Like that, so it looked really good, but I feel like, move the fuck on. And that's the thing. They really want to do a Venom spinoff. When Spider-Man 3 came out, they were like, oh, well, we're having Venom in this partially because we want to do a Venom movie. Which I feel bad saying this because I really wanted a Deadpool movie, and that was supposed to spin off of a really shitty movie. But I don't think I would ever really... I would have watched it out of morbid curiosity. Mm-hmm. But if Topher Grace had spun off into like a Venom movie, I probably just would have went to see it for just how, like... It has all the elements. Topher Grace stars in his own superhero movie. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is just... It's just so many questionable decisions, you guys. I mean, what were they thinking when they cast him in the first place? Apparently that he would be a more direct analog to Spider-Man, like a
but that's the same reflection. Thing they're doing with Harry Osborn in this one. It's like, Andrew Garfield is awkward even though he's young and hip and awesome.
And athletic.
And
handsome.
How does that make you
Okay, let me finish Jake's thought. How does that make you an outsider? Right. Like, can you be young and athletic and handsome and coordinated and a snappy dresser and all this and really, really smart and still somehow be an outsider? I just don't believe it anymore. You know?
I don't know. But yeah, so there's that. But that's the deal. So they're talking about doing Harry Osborn becomes Venom.
I knew there was a reason I started doing this.
Yeah. And it's like, I really, because the article, I think it was from Variety, or, no, it was another, I don't remember. But they were like, well, it's either Harry Osborn becomes Venom, or there's another character that they cast to be Venom. And I don't believe in this rule in its essence. I think there's correlation, but not causality, as far as having 3 villains in a movie being a terrible movie. Like, I believe that they try to stuff a lot of villains into a movie when they know that that's, like, the termination point. Like, this is the end of these movies, so we need to get as many, bad guys in there as possible. And I think, like I said, I think that's correlation. I think there's a reason that they put the villains in because they know it's going to suck. I don't think it sucks because there are 3 villains. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously Spider-Man 3, it was too much with all those villains, but I think that they had... I don't know. Anyways, but here's the deal. So, if they do that, then they're going to have Electro, they're going to have Venom, and then they're going to have Green Goblin.
And the Rhino.
Oh, and the Rhino. That's 4 villains!
Guys...
Not since Batman the movie with Adam West have there been so many villains in a movie.
And once you're talking about, like, more than 2 villains for
Sorry. Adam Holloway just wrote, Michael Cera is Venom! That would be history repeating itself at this point.
I'd love it. I wish that were the case, No, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Once you get into past 2 villains, where you're even considering a third one, and in Spider-Man especially, why not go with like a team, like the Sinister Six? The Sinister Six was, you get 6 of Spider-Man's foes, and you put them on a team, and they're gonna work together for once to crush Spider-Man. And what's interesting about this is that this would be a nice way to kind of take some of the lesser-known villains, put them up there where they don't have to support the whole weight of the project by themselves. You know what I mean? You can put 1 or 2 kind of star members of the Sinister Six, and then have kind of 4 second stringers who are also there, but there's not as much characterization for them. Whatever. But that's the problem. Unless you're getting into full teams, is that you got too much that you have to do characterization for at this point. So it's just going to be a big mess.
Well, see, it worked in the X-Men, and you can use that as a.
You proved my point, Jake, because you're talking about a team.
See, I'm sorry, I'm still
making. Get out of my side.
I'm already here. I'm already here. It's already happening. So no, this is the deal. So in the X-Men, they had plenty of characters. It's like, oh, why are they supervillains or superheroes? Because they have a gene that makes them have powers. Bam. Then they have powers and stuff. Why can't it be like that with just, Electro fell into a vat of electricity and now he's Electro?
a vat of electricity. God, I hope that's the truth. No, it's just a mess, you guys. Don't try to put too much into a movie. Producers of Amazing Spider-Man 2, who I seem to think are watching this. It's just a big mess. While I'm waiting for Jake to finish up his coffee, going back, bonus question to you: do you know what this is called? Everyone is familiar, of course, with the planet Uranus, or Uranus, or some non-juvenile sounding way to say the name.
Your beehole.
So the question of the day, guys, is what is somebody who is from Uranus called? There's no way I could get a series of joke answers on this one.
Trevor just took the leash off the internet. Run free!
While we're waiting for the jokes to start piling in.
Or out, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Or out, as it were. We're going to talk about this week's Person of the Week.
Okay.
Person of the Week, you guys.
Let's do that.
Okay. Person of the Week this week. He's a rapper. He's a creator. He's the voice of a generation. Oh. You know him. Mm-hmm. The one, the only Kanye West. Oh. Kanye West is my man of the week this week. And here's why. Because he's so out of touch. So completely ensconced in Hyperbole Mountain.
His own. He built this mountain with his bare hands.
This citadel of totally overblown self-importance that he's constructed by hand from carved stones of self-importance all around him.
You got to give him credit.
It's amazing.
That's a Goliath. That is a ridiculously just.
Okay. So, Kanye West, voice of a generation. He's so out of touch. Come on. He's so out of touch.
Oh yeah. How out of touch is he?
He's so out of touch that he's now selling white rap t-shirts. It's a rapper t-shirt.
White rapper t-shirt.
It's colored white.
It's colored white.
It's for rappers. T-shirt. It's a white t-shirt for rappers. $160.
Zwee! Spinning tie.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't know what to say. If Macklemore is willing to attack a $50 t-shirt, I can't wait until he hears about this one.
There have been things like this before, but not so. I don't know, like
I've heard jokes about it, like before, like that, these flashy high-end clothing companies sell like plain white t-shirts for like $70.
But he's literally doing that.
He's literally doing it, you guys.
I probably quoted this before, but Red Letter Media said it best when they said jokes are real now.
Jokes are real now, you guys. There's no hiding from them anymore.
Yeah.
Careful what you joke about, guys!
They're coming to life. It's like, that would be an awesome premise for a movie. Whereas people are just like joking, like, oh yeah, rappers walking around selling their $160 just white plain t-shirts.
Okay, there's one exaggeration, guys, and I want to tell you what it is. Apparently, there's some writing on the inside of the collar that identifies like the brand. So it's not technically totally white, but it's a plain white t-shirt, is what it is. So for being the king of overblown mountain, you're a man of the week, Kanye. Good job.
Here's you, Kanye West.
Good job. Fish sticks. Oh. Fish sticks. And speaking of t-shirts.
Oh, I'm supposed. Okay. Speaking of t-shirts, have you seen our Kickstarter?
Oh man.
Yeah, we have a Kickstarter up right now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull it up and link to it because that's how I roll, yo. But at our $50 tier, we have a special, one-of-a-kind, limited edition Peanut Butter Disaster Kickstarter
Well,
t-shirt.
50 of a kind, I suppose.
Well, it's not one of a kind, I'm sorry. I exaggerate a little bit, but I got excited, so that's why.
There's, in fact, 50 of them. It's the first tier of the Superfan package.
Boom.
And it is a special t-shirt that will tell the world that you kickstarted Peanut Butter Disaster.
Yep.
And we're gonna put some pretty good stuff on it. We got some plans rolling the old brain pan.
And we'll be updating our Kickstarter as the month goes on.
Yep, we're gonna be doing different small videos, man on the street stuff, showing you that we're kind of getting out there and really trying to make sure that as many people know about this as possible. And as we said on the Kickstarter, and we'll tell you now, no matter how much sweet shit we put on this t-shirt, you gotta know it's going away. After the Kickstarter, after we distribute our t-shirts, we will never sell this design. We will never distribute these t-shirts ever again. These are limited edition. You get that and some access to some other great content for the admission price is just $50. So.
Yep. Now, I'd like to make a couple points because we've had the Kickstarter up for a couple days, and there have been some questions, so I'm going to run through an FAQ real quick for you guys.
Frequently asked questions for you.
So, we basically outline exactly what we need the donation money for in the Kickstarter. All the stuff that, if you have any questions, most of it's answered in the Kickstarter. So, if you go to the Kickstarter, definitely read it over if you have any questions. But there are a few questions like and Kickstarter has their own FAQ section which has a lot of this stuff, but I'll tell it to you right now. When we reach our goal is when you guys have to pony up. Well, it's when we reach our goal and then the end of the Kickstarter. So if we hit our goal halfway through the month, and then at the end of the Kickstarter month is when you have to pay out. So you don't have to bust out your checkbook right now. You wait until the end, and then that's when you pay. So that's one thing, because I've heard plenty of people be like, "Oh, well, I don't have any money right now," and it's like, well, if
you don't have to have money right now.
If you have any money in the future, when we get fully funded, is when you have to pay. If there is a time where we don't get fully funded, then nobody pays.
Right.
But we want you to fund it. We want, we're working at this as hard as we can. So. Defeat is not an option.
Yeah.
Anywho, the second thing, and I'll roll it over to you real quick. The second thing is you don't have to donate 20 or 50 or 100. We have a lot of interesting tier stuff. You can get buttons, you can get DVDs, you can get T-shirts. We have if you guys know an angel investor, that would be really nice. But we have some higher tier stuff. Most of it's a little joking. We'll do it if people donate that much. But it's there. You don't have to donate all that. If you don't have a lot, pledge $1.
Yeah, we have a $1 pledge. It's sort of Kickstarter's version of like button.
Yeah.
I don't got much, but here's $1 because I like this, and I want to support it somehow.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to give you guys a hard time here or nothing. We're just trying to get our words out here, and let's make sure you guys know, as we've been talking about it the last few weeks, that we've got it up now, and we need your support. We need the loyal fans of Jake and Trev review everything live, and affiliate shows and so forth to kind of give us a hand. It's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah. No, we're constantly working on it. Like I said, I was working today on putting up some flyers.
Let me show you one of these flyers that we've had handsomely created.
Trevor, credit goes to Trevor. Like, we designed the flyer ourselves together, but he got these printed out perfectly.
Look at this. Look at this shit.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Oh.
Just
so sexy. Look, it's glossy.
That shit is awesome.
You hear that? Regular paper doesn't make that noise.
Fancy paper.
This is fancy paper.
Yeah.
And we're being fancy for you.
So, also that flyer, we have a copy of it on our Facebook page. If you want to get active, helping us out, go to our Facebook page and print off some of those flyers for yourself. They don't have to be that fancy. You can just do it on your printer, you know?
Yeah, doing black and white, whatever.
Yeah, we made a few black and white ones too.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the word out and having more people on our sort of unofficial and official Jake and Trev street team is only going to help us out. And
and
you got time.
And just so you know, we've been talking about having contests and stuff.
It's true. At this point, we've been discussing maybe people who put their flyers up, take a picture of themselves with the flyer at the location they hung it up, and you can send those in to us, and everyone could be an entry. We're going to lay out the official rules of the contest here in short order. So keep your eye on the Facebook page for that.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to get ahead of the game, though, get out there and hang up some flyers and take a picture of yourself doing so.
Oh yeah. Put it in a place where obviously get permission first.
Yeah,
we're not telling you to put these on like police cruisers or trains or nothing. I mean, be reasonable, be smart out there.
Right. Protect yourself.
Yeah.
Protect your neck.
Nice.
I think. Listen, we're gangsters, you guys. I think that goes without saying. I think that we were discussing this the other night, and I think it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, that Jake and I are the Nate Dogg and Warren G of the review world. I'm just going to throw it down. We're regulators. We're regulating right now, all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Mm-hmm. So we're regulating right now. Take a look at the Kickstarter, guys. If you don't have the money right now, that's fine. We're not going to be asking you for the money until the week or two after the Kickstarter. So,
it's when it's done.
Well, right, but it's during that time where we're going to be asking. Right. So, if you're waiting on a paycheck, don't wait on a paycheck. We need to move a little bit. We get some traction.
A dollar will do it.
$1 will do you.
You donate $1, you get some people together and have them donate $1 and be like, it's definitely not a pyramid scheme. And, let it trickle down.
Since it's definitely not.
It's definitely not.
And here's a topic of discussion.
Let me roll back real quick on the chat here. We had a bunch.
We got a lot of comments and questions.
Okay, back up. My dad says the eagles live in dark matter and they hide out in black holes.
Space eagles.
Space eagles. It's space eagles. That's what they do.
It's confirmed by science now.
That is canon.
Dr. Todd Jake Silvis, astrophysicist, gives us what we need.
PhD, MD.
I'm sorry. You're not an astrophysicist. That's not fair. You're an astrobiologist, and I want to give you credit where credit's due, sir.
Yeah. All right. Dane Cook doesn't even want to play Dane Cook. That's fair. Does anyone think they should have a Watcher movie?
Nope.
No, but I think that the Watcher should be in the next Avengers movie, but maybe not because it's because it started. The Watcher appeared originally in Fantastic Four, so it's probably owned by Fox. Is it Sony or Fox?
At this stage, I would say that because the way that works is it's what is the primary or what is is it principally associated with a single thing. Like, for example, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were kind of, but they're X-Men, but they've always
been, they are mutants.
They are mutants, but they've always been, well, not always, but they've been a big part of the Avengers throughout their history.
Right.
So there was some question when the legal teams were getting together. It's wait a minute, who owns these guys for movie purposes? And I guess
somebody got the best job ever of digging through comic books. Like, you gotta tell us which property.
Where they go.
Yeah.
Who goes where.
And it's like, yes. And they go down into the Marvel Archives. I would love to go to the Marvel Archives. That would be the shit.
I like to imagine that Stan Lee's down there curating it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the archives.
Like, he's got a nice. Got like a nice usher jacket and like a bow tie. And then you just walk in. They have every comic book they ever printed.
Just down there.
Holy shit.
In a Mylar bag. With a sturdy back.
Like, they have to have it because if somebody's like, I don't remember the continuity of this character, 50 years ago or whatever.
I like to imagine that it is
like original
contained within a secret vault. not unlike the ones that are made by Voltec. So let's talk about Fallout before
All right.
we're getting down toward the end of the show here. So let's move toward that.
These are mostly just joke stuff. Mysterio being the next Spider-Man, yeah, absolutely. I want Mysterio.
We've wanted
Klingons
Mysterio.
come out of Uranus.
No.
PVD boxer briefs? No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We'll get there.
We're not there yet. Tag a building in Detroit with Peanut Butter Disaster Productions? No, because they have a statue of RoboCop up there, and I don't know whether it's...
I have strong suspicions that it is, in
fact.
fact.
It is, in fact, RoboCop waiting to pop out of some fake statue shell at any moment. So I wouldn't do anything in Detroit.
Listen, OCP...
yeah, you know me.
Listen, OCP is going to clean up the streets, okay? And, the cops down there, they know what they're in for. And if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And that's why they have the RoboCop statue up there. Because many cops cannot stand the heat.
Your move, Creed.
But yeah, Fallout. So, has anybody? I mean, I've heard some.
Have you heard this? Have you seen this? Have you heard about it? I don't know why I fucked that up.
Have you played this? Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, even Fallout 1 or 2, Tactics. Although those are
Tactics.
Those are some older games. Most people are familiar with 3 and New Vegas, of course.
Right, those are the. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 3 is the big one, and when you're like, remember 1 and 2, people are like, Durr.
Yeah, apparently at E3 there was some speculation that they were secretly showing some people stuff from Fallout 4.
That would be awesome if you were just walking along like, and somebody was like,
hey, you want to get in on this Fallout?
What?
Yeah, come back here, come back here. But they say it didn't happen, and if it did happen, then somebody was pretending to have Fallout 4 and was showing it around. Because
hey, I got some official Fallout 4. Why does that say Fallout? Is this a knockout Fallout? Is this a knockoff Fallout 4?
Mm-hmm. Easily. So, we're coming up on it. Apparently, the other big news that came out of E3 concerning Fallout 4 that actually was true, at least possibly concerning Fallout 4, was that they announced that their other big IP that they're working on, and it's so big I can't remember the name of it, but their other big IP that they're working on that's not Skyrim and that's not Fallout, they recently completed that. And now that they've, in their cycle, they did Skyrim before that.
Right.
So logic seems to dictate that they're now moving their resources, and they confirm we're moving our resources to a new project.
I have a feeling it's going to be the next gen, too.
It probably will be a next-gen Fallout. We're probably not going to see it on the current gen. Which
I don't mind. I don't mind all that much. I mean, it's gonna... I'm not looking forward to the PS4 or the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. Which is still the dumbest name ever. That's so confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
Come up with better names. Good God!
I'm a bargain gamer.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Dad, for Deadpool, but I would have never been able to get that.
It had been like 2 or 3 years after the Xbox 360 dropped that I eventually got one.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wasn't rushing out to get this, and the idea of there being like a Fallout 4 release that I'm going to have to buy a whole new system just to be able to play, it bums me out because I'm not going to have to spend that money because I cannot get enough Fallout.
Oh God.
Fallout 4 is where it's at.
Fuck you, Trevor Peterson, for getting me into Fallout.
Get my supply of cash.
Is it this one?
Mm-hmm. That's the one. That's one of them. I have several, guys. I want you to know. There's some water leaking over there. It's probably coming from that whistle. In any case, I'm prepared for the apocalypse, you guys. How prepared? I'm this prepared. You see these bottle caps? I'm gonna be buying MedX and Radaway for days. I'm gonna get me a Fat Man and some mini nukes, and I'm gonna lay down some nuclear hell. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I have the caps. And whoever has the caps controls the wasteland.
Nice. Okay.
I gotta pick these up now. want to say something?
Generic box 10,000 will rock 2238. Yeah, it will. And it won't even be a box. And it won't even be generic. It'll be very specific. Because names suck. They suck at names. It's the worst. Ugh.
There's. I was talking with Ryan Mitchell Jane, the Hellion, Ryan the Hellion Mitchell Jane, as I've come to know him. Mm-hmm. I just made that up. He doesn't really. Nobody calls him that.
That's awesome, though.
He was talking to me about it. And apparently, one of the big rumors that's been going around for some time is that the next Fallout game is going to take place in San Francisco. Now, part of the reason that is that the last time they got a official Fallout person to talk about Fallout 4, they said, I don't want to give anything away, but it was pretty fun exploring the Mojave, right? And it's like, yeah, but not that fun, dude.
You want to do it over again?
No, I did it once, and I roamed the hell out of the Mojave, guys.
You know, here's a question that nobody's asking, though, that really bugs me about Fallout. About Fallout 4 specifically. Mm-hmm. People have
preach it out. I gotta check on something.
Yeah, no problem. Here's the deal. People are asking, where is Fallout 4 going to be? And nobody's asking when. I feel like that's an important thing because there's a lot of things that happen within 3 and Vegas and New Vegas that really are going to impact whatever that game is, because they're not going to do like a prequel. They're not going to be like, oh, this is before 3 and before New Vegas and all that. Because 3 came out and then New Vegas was later on. I think it was like 10 or 15 years later or something like that. So they really that's how far. And then I think 2 was like 100 years before 3, something like that. Mm-hmm. But the important thing is that all this shit happens. Like, what you do in New Vegas seems like it has a pretty far-reaching, ending.
Right. What's important to keep in mind is that there's an official ending of each of the Fallout games.
I haven't finished 3, don't tell me.
Well, there's an official... I won't say it.
I'm like 170 hours into 3.
There's an official ending as to...
Like a canon.
Like, this is what officially happened at the end that we're going to be building on in our next game.
Okay.
And in between Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, there was a pretty significant time jump, about 120 odd years or something that.
Yeah.
I believe the character you played in that was a descendant of the character from the first game.
Get a little 101.
Right.
Rocking it up.
No, 101's 3. 101's from 3. Fallout 101 is 3.
Is it 21?
No, that's 21's from New Vegas. Anyway, the vault numbers aren't important.
If you know what it is, tell us.
Yeah, if you guys know what where the original Wanderer, the original Vault Dweller came from.
Yeah, which vault?
Which vault?
I feel stupid not remembering. I feel like it's in my brain, I just can't fish it out.
Mm-hmm. But in any case, they everyone has an official canon, so if you make the next one and it's taken place, so many odd years after New Vegas, one of several things are going to happen. There's going to be a Legion-controlled Mojave, an NCR-controlled Mojave, or an independent Mojave, which is, I think, probably the most interesting.
Yeah. Like, the idea would spread, because I feel like in 3 and in New Vegas, there is definitely a feeling that there are different factions that are constantly fighting over this territory. And there's a bunch of them in each game. I think there's more in New Vegas than there is in Fallout 3. But I feel like it would be interesting to see, maybe, a united area. Like, you're still wandering around, you're still finding vaults and helping people out and stuff. But maybe... they're all united, and then they're fighting an outside force, and you could maybe decide whether you wanted to help the people of the area for this Fallout, or help the invading forces. They would obviously in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, if you played either of them, there are a lot of kind of gray areas as far as groups are concerned. The NCR are very militaristic, but, they're also kind of good. The Legion's pretty bad overall, but it's hard to argue with their kind of classic Roman style, rolling over groups and turning them into legionnaires and stuff like that,
Right.
So there are a lot of groups overall on all the games that lean good or lean bad, but then they're still kind of, So it'd be interesting to have kind of two groups where, it's kind of the same setup, maybe not so much. Maybe there could be smaller pockets of good or bad people that make up maybe a republic or something. Mm-hmm. But there's not so much internal conflict, because all the other two games have so much internal conflict. It'd be interesting to see an external conflict.
Mm-hmm. And on the general note of a Fallout here, before we end the broadcast tonight, there is a excellent, and this is kind of relevant to some independent creators ourselves. There is a independently produced Fallout web series.
Oh yeah,
Nuka Break.
Nuka Break.
There's kind of
awesome. They did a Kickstarter too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they did a Kickstarter for the second season. Mm-hmm. I have not seen it. I don't know if they're still in production. That was the end of summer last year. Yeah, they might still be producing.
They are, in fact. I heard I had seen a headline concerning it. There's a new season with a new subtitled ending or subtitled title. It's Nuka Break.
Yeah.
And it's really well done. They really seem to get the universe. With having very little resources apparently at their disposal off the get-go, they did really great jobs of outfitting the characters and recreating the world of Fallout.
I would recommend watching the first season right now.
Yeah.
Well,
almost right now. Almost. Because we're now at the hour.
Yeah.
So we'd like to thank everybody for showing up here tonight, lending us your ear, and joining us for Week 10.
Week 10, double digits!
That's right. Next week's in Week 11. Same bat time, same 11. Bat channel.
See, I don't even have to worry about the position of 11. I'll be happy when I can do that.
You're good no matter what you do, Jaco.
Yeah. 11.
So, for Jake and Trev Review Everything, I'm Trev.
And I'm Jake.
And thanks for watching, guys.